everybody, Gina Mizell here alongside Danny Moran. It is Tuesday at Oregon State practice. Obviously a bye week for the Beavers this week, coming off the Friday night loss to Stanford. And it was a defensive availability day, and Kalani Sitake not pleased with the performance, obviously. I think this was maybe the most fiery isn't the right word, but the most just very stern that he was about the performance. What was your kind of impression of how he evaluated the team's effort?
Yeah, I think it makes sense. I mean, you come off, really good performances against Weber State and San Jose State. Obviously, the Michigan game was a tough one in the second half, but that was early. This is the first Pac-12 contest, and the thing that he really harped on were the big plays that they gave up. I mean, you look back at this game, it's a 4-point game at the half. And then, Kevin Hogan's pass to Michael Rector down the right sideline, that's in between Larry Scott and Cyril Nolan-Lewis. That's one of several big plays that Oregon State gave up. So I think he's frustrated in part because, some guys didn't, play that well. But it was a missed opportunity in a lot of ways. I mean, they were with Stanford for a good portion of that game before it kind of fell off in the second half.
Yeah, absolutely. And I asked him about they obviously have thrown a bunch of different packages in there. You've written about that a little bit, that we saw 7 defensive linemen in there trying to counter Stanford's power rushing attack. Obviously, they blitz a lot. And he said that, we got to get good at doing our base stuff before we start adding more and more things on, because we're just not good enough yet. So that'll be interesting to watch as the Pac-12 season rolls along.
Yeah, and for them now it's a bye week, with Arizona coming up, and Arizona's got a tough schedule where they just played UCLA and got blown out, and now they have to play Stanford. Maybe Kalani Sitake was basically saying that the spread look that Arizona gives. I mean, Arizona's a very tough team, but maybe Oregon State's a little bit more equipped to handle that than what they saw from Stanford and Michigan. When you think about it, Oregon State's 2 toughest games to this point have been, power-based teams, and clearly that, that's a challenge. They faded twice in the second half.
Yeah, absolutely. I asked Sitake, what's your goal for the bye week? And he said to be ready for the spread offenses that we're going to face not just next week against Arizona, but for most of the Pac-12 schedule. And we saw a lot of up-tempo stuff in the part of practice we were allowed to watch, so certainly that seemed to be the case. So we will be back here again tomorrow. It is an offensive availability day, so Seth Collins, Dave Baldwin and company will all be available. But until then, keep it on OregonLive.com, read the Oregonian. For Danny Moran, I am Gina Mizell. We will catch you next time.